And this is why I don't do podcasts. I have no idea what I would even say. Um, it's becoming very clear to me that anybody who has a voice and wants to stand up against uh, capitalism and fascism, which have now become completely synonymous, will be completely besmirched in every single way possible. Um, their words will be taken out of context and twisted. Um, Metaphor will become something that's a thing of the past. Language is dead. Language is dead, guys. If you don't understand what that means, let me sum it up for you. If we can't understand the difference between somebody who's lying clearly and has a track record for lying versus honest people who are speaking truth and have a track record for doing so, we as a species are lost. We cannot see past our nose. Greed has become synonymous with normality, which has become complicity in a system that is designed to imprison us all. And this has now become a death cult on a global scale, um, and that's undeniable. The people leading the world are billionaires, pedophiles, rapists, um, who literally are trying to build a dystopian future with AI running everything to where we have no jobs and we are forced into labor just to live. They also know that they are killing the planet and are trying to escape to Mars, literally, so that we can all die here. And while this is all going on, you are sitting and waiting, thinking that some guy from the sky is going to come down and solve all of your problems. First off, if there was a person in the sky who was going to come down, they wouldn't. They would wait for you to annihilate yourselves, which you're already doing, and just start over. This has become the most pathetic excuse of a uh, global hegemony species, like the biggest species, the most dominant species on the planet, becoming so obtuse that we have completely lost the plot to living at all. This is a death cult of which all of you seem to be completely fine with participating in. And until we wake up to the reality that we have to work collectively together, that all of us have agency, and that all of us have a role to play in helping build a different world and a better world, we are screwed. You can say that I'm pessimistic all you want. I'm a realist. The reason I'm even able to see these things is that I see beauty in absolutely everything. I see connection in absolutely everything. And yet, we're over here having to be martyred by public stoning, mockery, and shame while we're fighting tooth and nail to change the world. I could have been a multimillionaire at multiple points in my life had I had no morals like the majority of you. It's not hard if you're a very smart person to take advantage of other people, to mislead them. Um, it's much harder trying to be honest and trying to explain behind the curtain what is going on. So, if you want to understand who Mikael is, it's really what Carl Jung would have called an ego death. Jason Marriott, the person who moved to Canada 10 years ago because he saw the threat of fascism coming, obviously, when a megalomaniacal, complete narcissist, pedophile, rapist, murderer, failed business tycoon who only relies on marketing was running for president, the most powerful position in the world, and everybody was excited. This was the obvious conclusion 10 years ago. Of course, this day was coming. And Jason gave up everything and worked tirelessly and gave up every penny that he had saved over his life, working jobs that you guys would die for because it's very easy for him to get credentialed in any field. And yeah, he's gone. That person who I used to be is dead. Not metaphorically, literally. All the things that made me who I was are gone. Mikael is a name that came about through this process organically. I can't describe how, other than it just felt like remembering. Started with Cal, which was time. Then I realized after that there's a Hindu somewhat deity called Kalki. That's weird, eh? Then it was Kal-El with an apostrophe, meaning the time. Not sure how that came up, but then I realized, oh shoot, that's Superman's name. Didn't know that. I thought it was Clark Kent or Superman. I don't watch those movies. I don't read comic books. And then it was Mikael. Click Michael. It's almost even spelled identically in Arabic. I don't know what to tell you guys, but the reality is Christ is a consciousness, and the stories that we've been told for thousands of years are archetypical stories that have been a pattern throughout all of human history. We are repeating history, and built into this, our story as humans, are fail-safe mechanisms. Just like a body creates white blood cells to combat, pathogens. People have roles like that as well, and I'm just completely out of hope, completely out of faith. Wanted to be a priest when I was a kid. To me, it was very obvious that if this is real, I would want to, of course, live my life in service to God, to something bigger than myself, and want to help this world become a better place. I thought everybody who was religious cared about the same things, but that's not true. Religion has been used as a tool to help trap and enslave our minds. Buddha and Jesus both said the exact same thing, that heaven and God is within us, inside of us. Not outside, inside. You guys are looking at God like Zeus. God is the quantum field. It's everything that surrounds us. You know what the Trinity is? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, id, ego, superego, Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, or Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. It's past, present, and future. It's matter, the conscious observer, us, and anything that shares in this magical thing that we call life. Plants, trees, fungi, bacteria, cells, living animals, or anything that it's stored in. Rocks must be able to store consciousness because we can visualize them. Just like this double slit experiment. We observing these things put them into the quantum field where we can manipulate them. Guys, this is science. Do we not know history? Do we not know that thinking in this way is what gave people what you could call maybe powers to navigate through life and actually have control of their own destiny? This is really basic consciousness. Pardon me, it's Consciousness 101. That everything that exists on this planet is sharing this planet together. And we have to work collaboratively to help protect it. What are we doing? Did we just give up on ourselves, on our planet, on everything else that's going to come after? We're just going to have a party while we're here and destroy the house so that nobody can ever live in it again. Cool stuff. We become the laughingstock of the entire universe. And quite frankly, I don't even want to be associated with humanity any longer. It's very clear to me that I'm nothing like you guys. I've been working my ass off my entire life to be kind, to promote love, to promote a universal consciousness, as Carl Jung would call collective consciousness. Bring this unconscious to the forefront and make it conscious, or the subconscious rather. If you want to understand where Superman came from, look at Jesus, the myth, right? Wouldn't that be a superhero? Wouldn't Buddha be considered a superhero? Alexander the Great, individuals who changed world history. Nietzsche coined the term Übermensch, which is actually a weird translation of also Santa Claus, into a person who decides to stand on their own principles and not conform to a game that is killing us all. And I've done that. And I've done so much more than most of you can fathom when it comes to internal work, internal consciousness theory. Not just saying things, but putting them into action by living them. Most of you guys just do things so you can put on a resume to get a job, while good people are doing these things on a daily basis. That's called dharma. In the West, we only remember karma. Karma is what you get back. Dharma is what you put in. And nobody's putting in anything for the well-being of the whole. They're just putting in things hoping that they get something back, which is just manipulation. That's not karma. Let's put it this way. 2 actions. And the difference is intent. Same action. Just say giving food to somebody who's homeless. One person does it out of the kindness of their heart. Nobody sees it happen. They go and they do it because it makes them feel good. The other person films it, puts it on social media, and makes themselves try to look like a better person than what they are. Do you see the difference between the 2 actions that are actually the same? The intent changes, which changes the dharma and the karma. Guys, read your books. Like, even looking at my art, this is historic art because I understand history. I understand that Dadaism was the most successful implementation of an art movement in modern history that led to the Bauhaus that came after the horrors of World War I, when we were losing hope and faith, and we had to make dad jokes. We had to make things light. We had to say, screw aesthetic fascism. It's supposed to be ugly. It's supposed to be a little bit punk. Why? Look around. What are we doing? Anyways, it'd be much easier if I had some sort of expert who could, not only film these things, but also help to ask the right questions. I mean, I could talk about any field you want on a PhD level. What do you want to go with? Quantum physics, history, psychology, sociology, art, history, military history, theology, philosophy. Where else do you want to go? Systems theory, consciousness, astronomy, astrology. Let's go. I could have a conversation with anybody at any level and hold my ground. I would dog walk Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, these clowns who are complaining about cancel culture while making millions and making their name off of being canceled, while real artists, geniuses, polymath savants who stand up against this nonsense are being canceled on a daily basis by the communities that they're in, the institutions that they could be helping, and the societies that we could be building. You guys look at autistic people like we're mentally handicapped. You give us a pat on the head. There's a lot of us who are geniuses. And in fact, I mean, these people who are high functioning autists could very much help all the other autistic people. Why? Because we understand that it's a disconnect between our sensation overload and our ability to process that. And being able to help people process that stimulation overload and reconnect with your body could help millions. There are people right now who, if you gave a voice to, could change the world in a week. And that's the reality. This world could change overnight like that if we just started to care. If we all just said, you know what, enough is enough. We're not going to put up with this anymore. And we stood up for ourselves. This would be over tomorrow. But you guys have it too convenient. That's too hard. It's too much of a risk. What would your friends say? What would your family think? Oh, would you lose your job that you're going to potentially lose anyways to automation in the next 6 months? Good stuff. Oh, this was a cool one too. This is my Von Winkle logo. Had no idea that Assassin's Creed did the same thing. Bought a game, and turns out that's a pretty important, sign. Turns out a lot of people are doing very similar signs, throughout human history. To me, it means 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. We've been given so many opportunities, and we've shown that we do not care about each other. We do not care about any other species on this planet. We don't even care about the planet. We can't fathom that this planet may have a consciousness, that the sun may have a consciousness. And I'm here to tell you that they do. It might not be in a human perspective what we consider conscious, but they definitely store and understand data. Same way a computer would work. Every single thing in this universe is made out of the same 3 stages, another trinity: stardust, light, and frequency. All we are and everything that we encounter is made up of those components. We are the universe experiencing itself on a micro level, just like fractals. And the same way that we build computers and store information is the way the universe does it. It stores information in stones the same way a computer does. Transmits it through light the same way we do with fiber optics. Built on stardust, the building blocks, matter of the universe. Come on, guys. I can't be the only one who understands these things. There's no way I can be the only one. And if so, can I please speak? Can I please have a voice to speak up and talk out about why we got to this position? Because here we are. And the definition of insanity is seeing a pattern and replicating the exact same pattern, expecting different results. And here we are. Oh, another thing too about just basic consciousness. You know why I know that this is the end time? Because how consciousness works is that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If enough people believe in something, we end up having to make it. And if every religion believes that we're doomed to the worst fucking atrocities we can ever perceive of until some guy comes down from the sky and claims divinity, well, then look around. Here we are. I'll claim it. Do you think I want to? No, it's the stupidest thing of all time. And the reality is, I'm just teaching exactly the same thing that Buddha or Jesus did. I guess this would be the third stage, Maitreya in Buddhism, is that we fight back a little bit. The sad thing is this is just a consciousness floor. It's how you can all operate in your own stages of evolution. How is this not obvious? Can we please start reading books? Can we please expand our mind into understanding metaphor? This is ridiculous. So, my little rant, but this is why I don't do videos. Great stuff.